everybody, good morning. It is morning right now for me, so good morning. Today we are going to be talking about facing your fears, but before I get into that, first and foremost, thank you so much for watching my video. I know I'm a super duper small YouTuber right now, but I'm hoping that with you guys continuing to watch my videos, that not only do you guys receive some encouragement and some good advice, but you also subscribe and tell your friends and family about it, so that way I can hopefully reach more people and kind of broaden my audience, so that way we all get this encouragement, we all get this advice, and we all are just able to be happy. So today we're going to be talking about facing your fears. There's not one person on this planet, not one, that does not have a fear. We all have a fear. We're all afraid of something, whether it's something physical, something like not physical. We are all guilty of having a fear. And for me, I know I have lived in fear for so long, and I'm tired of it. I'm ready to step into something where my fear can get left behind, where my fear is no more. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. There are some fears that I have overcame and that I've conquered and that I'm so happy about, but then there's still some that linger. And I was like, well, I know what I did to conquer the fears that have already came and went, and I need to remember that for next time. And I feel like I also got to tell somebody. When you just have like some really good tea, you just got to tell somebody. That's how I feel today. So that's what we're gonna do today. Okay. So these are, where am I from? These are 4 different ways. 4. I know my hands look bad. It's because I lift weights at the gym and I have the wrong gloves. So that happens. I've been told that it looks like a construction worker, but either my hand's gonna look like this, like my hand's gonna look bad, or my body gonna look bad. And I'm gonna choose my hands. So back to what I was saying. 4 different ways that you can face your fears, and these, I feel like these little tips can range from big fears to small fears to medium fears, whatever. So we just want to get you to a point to where you don't have no fear, okay? And I'm not a pastor, I'm not a preacher, you know what I'm saying? I'm just someone who's been through it. That's all I can say. I'm just someone who's been through it. So, and I just don't want nobody else to go through it, or at least I want them to have the tools to succeed when it is their time to go through it. So we're gonna go ahead and get into these tips because they good to me. They real good. So the first one, treat it like a small fry. Treat your fear like it is just nothing, like it's just small. So one time, a little story time. One time I went to Six Flags over Texas or whatever for my sibling's birthday, and everything was cool. I love amusement parks. I love arcades, for any occasion, like just because a date night, celebrations, I love it. So we went to Six Flags and everything was cool. We were riding around, we were having a good time, eating funnel cakes. And then they all decided collectively, without even consulting me, that they wanted to ride a Titan. And I'm just like, that's cool, go ahead. I'll be right here. I'll hold the jackets, I'll hold hats, I'll hold the phones. I'll be right here. And they were like, oh no, you gotta go. And I'm like, why? And they were just like, well, because if you don't go, then who is so-and-so gonna ride with? And it's not gonna be fun. I'm like, just because one person doesn't ride it doesn't mean that it's not gonna be fun. It's still gonna be fun. I'm just not gonna be there to experience it. But they were so gung-ho about this Titan thing. And so I was terrified because it's like, I only like the baby roller coasters. Like, I don't care if I'm the biggest one on the roller coaster, like, and I'm riding with them little kids. Like, that is like where I stay. Like the small roller coasters and like the medium ones, that's where I stay. For those who don't live in Texas, the Titan is like right now I think it's still like the largest or the tallest roller coaster. So this is like in the sky. Like when you get to the top, they say you can see Jupiter and at night or whatever, and all his rings. So I'm just like, why would I do that? Like, that's way too high. No person should be up that high for that long, you know what I mean? But they convinced me. So I'm in the seat or whatever, I get in the little cart and they strap me in, and I after I pray, I'm just like, okay, this ain't even nothing to a big dog like you, B. You know what I'm saying? Like, you done dealt with way scarier stuff. You done seen spiders in person. You know what I mean? You've been to the aquarium. You've seen sharks nose to nose, even though there was a glass in between. But you've seen sharks in person. This ain't nothing to you. So I really took that fear that was so big to me and I made it smaller. And I was like, this is gonna be over in like 15 seconds. You know what I mean? This is gonna be nothing. So we ride the ride, and that's what it was. Like literally it was like 15 seconds and that was it, and we were done. Only thing that was messed up was my hair, but other than that, I had all my limbs, I was still moving, and I was honestly ready to do it again. But everybody else was like, no, we not gonna do it. So I was just like, whatever. But either way, you know, I was able to take that fear that seemed so big to me and just make it smaller, and everything was fine. So, you know, that's how you got to treat it. You got to treat it like it's nothing. Treat it like a small fry. And I know sometimes that's hard because your fears seem so big, but that's why you have to make it smaller. Okay. So we're going to move on to the next step. So the next step is, oops, I forgot. Okay. The next step is talk to it. Tell it to come here. You know, and I know that sounds crazy. Like, what do you mean talk to your fear? But sometimes you just got to talk to your fear. For instance, think about, okay, rewind. You got to treat your fear like it's like, you know, when you're at a bar or whatever, and like maybe some girl or some guy bumps into you and, you know, you're mad. So you guys are exchanging words and you like, you know, they're telling you like, yeah, I'll do this and that and all this stuff like that, talking of, you know, a good game. And you're like, all right, come here. Let's see. Come here. You talking all that mess. Let's see. Bring it here. Run it. I want all the smoke. That's how you guys talk to your fear. You gotta bring it to the forefront, because I feel like sometimes we suppress these fears and we just don't even want to think about it. We just put it to the back of our head, like, just don't let it happen to me. Just don't let this come. Just don't let this happen. Like, you know, we suppress it so much, but sometimes you got to bring it to the forefront and be like, all right, come here. You talking all that mess. You saying I won't get approved for this. You're saying I won't ever find another job. You're saying that, you know, I'm never going to find true love. You're saying that, you know, I'm not smart. Come here. Let's talk about it. Let me show you. So you got to tell your fear to come here. Tell your fear to come here. It rhymes, and I wasn't even planning that. So that's what you have to do. And I feel like when you bring it to the forefront, you can address it a lot faster. Like, I've had to do that with fears before. And it just really helped me. It really, really helped me. And I was like, you know what? I'm so glad that I did that. Like, sometimes with my situations, I'll even put myself purposely in that area or in that arena so I can fight my fear. Like, yeah, what's up? All right, next. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. One of my dreams is to be a motivational speaker, right? So, you know, I feel like I have to take baby steps to get there. Some people are so confident that they can just, you know, take on something, dive right in, give 1,000% right off the bat, cold turkey. That's not me. Like, with some things, I'm like, okay, baby steps. I gotta dip my toe in, see if the water's cold. I gotta nibble to see how it tastes. You know, I can't just go in there. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So for me, I just feel like before I go talk to that crowd of 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people, I feel like, you know, I gotta start small. So what you're watching right now is my baby step. This YouTube channel is my baby step because there's nobody watching me. I mean, like, live, you know what I mean? So it's a lot easier for me. And then I guess maybe after this, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll go to organizations, and then maybe I'll go to schools, and then maybe I'll go to, you know, arenas, and then bigger arenas and bigger arenas or whatever. And the next thing you know, Tony Robbins calling me talking about he's sick and he can't do this no more. And he called me as a replacement. And I'll be like, yeah, Tony, you know, I got you. But right now, if Tony called me talking about I'm sick, can you fill in? I'm gonna be like, Tony, now you know I can't fill in for you. So, you know, like, I'm not ready for that. So sometimes you just gotta take baby steps with your fears, and that's okay. People may feel like, no, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do that, but you gotta do what works for you. So if you know that baby steps is your thing, take baby steps. If you know that you can dive right in 100% with all that confidence, dive right in. You know, no one's stopping you. But for me, some fears, baby steps. Others, do whatever. It's up to you. Next, call your encouraging friends and family. I think everybody has that person that they can go to for encouragement. For me, you know, it's family, it's friends, it's, you know, sometimes just inspirational videos on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, but everybody has somebody. And if you don't have somebody physically, maybe your parents aren't here, you don't have a good relationship with your family, find someone that you admire or find something motivational or inspirational on social media. Like I said, through TikTok, you can just hashtag inspiration, you can hashtag motivational speech, and some good things will come up, some good clips will come up. For me, I'm very grateful and I'm very blessed enough to have, you know, friends and family that I have a good relationship with, but I still linger in, you know, on YouTube, and I be watching like Les Brown. I still watch like things from Zig Ziglar. I watch, you know, things from Beyonce because I love Beyonce, you know, Rihanna, things like that. So if you don't have someone physically, then think about who you know, who you really resonate with in the, you know, YouTube world or in Hollywood or whatever, you know, but just find that thing for you, or find that person for you, you know, that can really give you an encouraging or motivating message. And, you know, they shouldn't look at you crazy or what tell you that you're crazy, because they support you no matter what. You know, they may be like, girl, that sounds crazy to me, but you know, you can do this. You know, this is not as big as you make it seem, or whatever they may say, but you know, they're going to encourage you and support you. And that's what matters. And that's what you should go after. So, that's that step. Lastly, but not least, make it easy. So just break down your dream into small steps. A friend did that to, sorry, not your dream, your fear. A friend did that to my, to one of my fears, but I was telling her about a dream of mine, and like something I wanted to pursue, not like a I'm sleeping dream. And she was like, and I was just telling her like, but I'm scared of this, girl, and I'm scared of that. And she was like, why don't you just break it down into steps? 1, call these people up. 2, ask if you can provide a service. 3, you know, draft a proposal or whatever. And then 4, send the invoice, you know. And if that doesn't work, if you never make it to step 4, keep doing 1 through 3. You know, it's kind of like when Brian McKnight said, if ever I believe my work is done, then I start back at 1, for, you know, the 90s kids, or older. Yeah, it's kind of like that. So she was just kind of like, you know, just break it down and make it easy. And I was just like, no, you did not sit up here and make my fear just, you know, small like that. Like, it's just something I can break down in, you know, 3-4 steps. And she was like, but that's how you have to think about it. You have to think about it like that. And I was like, okay, maybe you're right. But at first I felt, you know, a little bit offended. And isn't it crazy how offensive we'll get over our fears? And it's like, it's a fear. Why do you even care? It's a fear. Why are we protecting our fears? Like, you know, I got so like offended, like, no girl, it's actually not that easy. Like, you can't just get over a fear like that, but you can. If you choose to, you can. Everything's a choice. You know what I mean? So you just have to make that choice and decide it can be this easy. I'm gonna make it this easy, you know? And even if it seems hard, even if there were steps that you were missing, the little things in between, keep your eyes focused on those steps that you've made. Like, forget about all the other stuff. Don't add to the list. Break it down into simplest form and leave it like that. I'm out of breath. I've been talking a lot. Anyways, so that's how you got to look at it. And I hope that this was very valuable to you all and that you guys were able to get something from this. And I hope that the next time you're facing a fear or you're thinking about a fear of yours, you're able to look back at this video or even just remember that it can be so easy. It can be so easy. And, you know, it can be done in one of these ways. And so I just hope that it works out for you guys. If there's any other thing that you normally do to face your fear, I want to know, because like I said, I still have fears of my own and I feel like we can all help each other. So if there's something that you have that I didn't mention, please let me know down in the comments and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.